Good evening. Welcome to a special Monday edition of the Rescuing Our Communities podcast, which exposes prosecutorial misconduct and, unfortunately, the ills of a corrupt and unjust legal system that unfairly imposes its will on people who it thinks is weak. So, what's the purpose of today's broadcast, ladies and gentlemen? Well, it's quite simple. It's to expose the misconduct of prosecutors and to speak about how, excuse me, I got to do my settings, how law enforcement tends to allow women to falsify information in order to prosecute men that it may want more because of the simple fact that, hey, we have to be honest, law enforcement is generationally and historically racist in this country, and this is what they like to do to minorities to violate civil rights. The greatest weapon created against a minority man in 2025 is a minority woman, especially, and I want to be specific, the greatest weapon against black men in the community are black women. Black women have been so empowered through corruption and through the false agenda to empower them that they are literally given carte blanche status to lie through their teeth on any innocent man that they choose to do. How do I know this, people? Because unfortunately, I have been the victim of a lying ass woman who is obsessed with me and will not leave me the hell alone. God, people. Life is so cruel. Life can be so cruel, people. So today, I wasn't able to go to work today, people, and live my life. And why, people? Because unfortunately, I had to appear before a court in New Brunswick, New Jersey. Now, why did I appear before a court in New Brunswick, New Jersey? That's the question. It's because my thirsty, lying ass ex decided to file another false complaint against me, people, because this is just what this sick piece of shit does. People, my biggest problem has been the fact that the Staten Island law enforcement community honored this woman and basically supported her, even though they knew she was a criminal defendant. Because of that, people, I have not been able to effectuate anything because of the charges Staten Island dismissed. She's traveling into New Jersey claiming that there were lies. When everybody knows that they weren't lies, she just is sucking Mike McMahon's dick. This is why she's getting out of all these prosecutions, people, and this is a fact. My ex girlfriend is the scum of the universe, people, and this is what she does. She prostitutes her vagina from favors with men. So, because of this, I am being maliciously pursued by prosecutors who do not get women because they just sleep with this dirty vagina girl, and that's just the truth. Today, I sat before a court today virtually that was, I believe it was chartered in New Brunswick. And I had to sit before a decrepit, racist ass judge while he told this woman to sign a complaint against me. Now, people, this complaint was filed in October. It was filed in October after one of her complaints was dismissed in another racist municipality I was in. She decided to refile that dismissed complaint about 35 minutes later somewhere else because she just has to get that false conviction. I am firmly confident, people, that law enforcement is doing this to me because they want me to crash out and beat the fuck out this girl. They really want me to hurt this girl. This is why the police won't protect me. I'm confident the police want to protect me because they want me to take matters into my own hands and stop this girl because the truth is law enforcement knows this girl is harassing me. They know she's falsifying documents on me. People, law enforcement is completely knowledgeable that my ex-girlfriend Francina Evans is stalking me. But the premise is not to prosecute black women. Again, black women are the tools racists use nowadays in law enforcement to come after black men. So my ex-girlfriend is a tool, people. The law enforcement apparatus doesn't want to charge her because they know she's so fucked up in the head that even once it's over with me, she's going to do this to someone else because this is just who she is as a person. She lies through her teeth and she has no problem trying to weaponize the police because she understands the racism that the police truly use when they handle situations like this. See, people, the criminal justice system is not truly about justice. The criminal justice system is about bias, racism, and discrimination. Whoever prosecutors tend to favor more is who they're going to go with, even if that person is lying through their teeth, and they know it. Unfortunately, people, this had something to do a lot with my situation with the U.S. Attorney's Office and why I decided to speak out against Cassie. Because Cassie's another lying ass woman. And I know this for a fact because I'm the man who put his penis in her for almost a decade, and she was never forced to have sex. That's a complete lie. But unfortunately, these prosecutors who want to deal with Sean Combs want him more. So because they want him more, what they've done is try to suppress the valid statements that I've been telling them for over a year, because in suppressing them, it allows them to prosecute Diddy for allegedly forcing this woman into sexual encounters that the actual person she slept with is saying she wasn't forced to do this. I read something today. I think it was on TMZ, where Diddy's trying to say that he was mentally incapacitated or mentally disrupted by his drug use when all of these counters were going on, and I thought that was really funny. I didn't think it was funny that he said he was on drugs, people. What I thought was funny is that the prosecutor's response was that it was impossible that could happen. I want to make everybody laugh, people. See, I told the prosecutors about Cassandra, and they told me that she was heavily on drugs, people. And if she's heavily on drugs, she could have made a mistake. But now, mind you, this guy just used this argument, and they said it's impossible. Drugs couldn't have made him do this. See, people, prosecutors will use things to help themselves when it benefits them. But if it doesn't benefit them, it's absolutely impossible. And that's the exact situation we see going on with this guy, Sean Combs. I decided to speak out about that situation, people, because as a man who has been lied on and horribly, horribly defamed by a bitter ex girlfriend who was obsessed with me, I can't relate to Puffy, but I kind of can. I can relate to a woman who is so pissed at you, she is willing to completely lie and manipulate the racism and bias in law enforcement to pursue you. And people, I can relate to this because it is actually happening to me as we speak, people. I am the victim of a New Jersey trial ordered final restraining order that I won after a trial where my offender was found definitively guilty, people. And even though I am a man and can prove that this woman has lied through her teeth on me for years, people, I am fighting my ass off to fight corrupt prosecutors who do not want to prove this woman is lying because it exposes them to civil liability. And people, that might sound crazy. Why would these prosecutors not want to prosecute her? Ask yourself that. And if you really want to ask yourself that, all you have to do is refer to Staten Island, people. I want to show my audience something because I believe what I'm about to show my audience is very important. So yesterday, I noticed that the Staten Island District Attorney's Office honored a woman who I actually have named in a federal civil rights lawsuit. That woman is Dr. Courtney Chase. And Dr. Courtney Chase is unfortunately the unethical advocate who lied to me about a federally protected order of protection in order to keep my offender, Francina Evans, before the prosecutor's office and in the system as the actual victim of a domestic violence dispute. But people, that was a lie. Miss Evans was never the victim. She was never the victim of the dispute between us, and the prosecutor's office knows it. So, people, what did the district attorney of Staten Island do? He honored her. And he allowed her to lie on me, even though he knew for a definitive fact, people, that she was not not the victim. And do you know why, people? Because prosecutors need to create marketable victims. This is why they're using Cassie and Diddy's ex-girlfriends, and they're not using me, the person who actually was flown from all of these places to have sex with her. They're claiming she's the victim of sex trafficking, yet I'm the person she sex trafficked, and they won't name me as a defendant. They're naming, excuse me, as a victim. They're naming me as a witness. But people, I'm the dick that was flown around the country to have sex with her. I'm not the victim. I'm a witness, and she's the victim. But people, I'm telling them that she paid for my tickets. People, I'm telling them that she called me. People, I'm telling them that I know for a fact that this man did not make her suck my penis, nor did he make her take my penis. I know for a fact that she wanted it because they would fight when she would go against him and decide to sneak and have sex with me when this man was not looking or on a phone call or whatever, people. That's not enough for them. They're telling me that she was so afraid that even though he left the room to go into another call, she told me to enter her because she was afraid that when he came out, he would be mad. Now, the truth is, he was mad when he came out and saw me sleeping with her because he had told her not to do that. But that's not enough, people. Because if they actually entertain that allegation, it would lend to the fact that she might be lying and weaken a prosecution where they are using her to be the primary victim in a case where she is not the victim. People, I'm going through that in my own life with a scumbag ass woman who literally has disgustingly lied through her teeth on me. People, my relationship is not about domestic violence. My breakup is about a bitter ass girl who's mad she got embarrassed and dumped. People, I never committed an act of domestic violence against Francina Evans. And people, the sheer truth of that is the fact that there is no restraining order against me. She has the restraining order. But people, that's not enough, people. Because I'm a black man and black men can't be victims. We can only be offenders, people. We can only be offenders in criminal allegation despite the fact that a black man has proof that someone has violated their civil rights and is committing crimes against them. The white power structure, the biased women that are in law enforcement that work against black men, they have to make a black man an offender, people, because a black man cannot get a reputation for being victimized, people. That would make the law enforcement apparatus have to treat them fairly, and law enforcement doesn't want to do that. So law enforcement has its own tactics where it will deny a black man justice by framing him for allegations in order to substantiate its own need to prosecute. I've gone through this, people, again over in my life for 3 or 4 years now, people. I'm so tired, and I deserve better than this. I definitely deserve better than what is happening to me. But people, you know something? I'm starting to realize, people, that it's not actually about fairness and it's not about justice. What this is actually about, people, is a man's right to be left alone. Everybody has the right to be left alone, even someone that people don't like. If a court orders you to be left alone by defendants, you have the right to be left alone. You should not have to sit back and continue to fight someone who has lied on you simply because racist prosecutors choose not to charge them. But people, this is exactly what is going on in my life. I am not able to honestly get the peace. I am not able to get the peace that I deserve as an individual because I'm a black man, and the Richmond County District Attorney's Office and several other offices don't think black men can be victims. So because they don't think black men can be victims, people, this black man can't be a victim. I have to be a criminal defendant. And I have to be someone who they continue to maliciously prosecute, because the simple fact of the matter is, if they don't prosecute me, it would open up the fact that I could be telling the truth, people, and I might not be lying. And God forbid that an unjust prosecutorial system will ever label a minority man, especially a black man, a victim. What is the purpose of today's broadcast, people? Today's broadcast, I am going to show you definitively more of the violations against me, how I was lied on, how I was falsely arrested, and how documents have been framed against me by the same woman, Francina Evans, in the state of New Jersey, through her and a corrupt attorney who wanted to create unfair leverage in her criminal prosecution for burglarizing my house. So what did they do? They falsified documents to state prosecutors in order to label me as a schizophrenic using information that did not belong to me. It is a violation of HIPAA law. It's fraud. It's actually several criminal offenses. If you happen to take official documentation which belongs to someone else and use it to unfairly label or defame someone else, people, that's called fraud in its simplest form. This is what was done to me by my ex when she learned that my father had a mental diagnosis. She decided to reappropriate that diagnosis to help her try to get out of criminal charges. Soon as I'm done posting this, people, we're going to go through a very, very informative podcast where I'm going to show you what the definition of fraud is, what attorney misconduct is, how attorneys are supposed to deal with information that is submitted by defendants before they submit them to state officials. And people, I'm going to do all of this to substantiate what I'm going to say. And that's basically that the racism of law enforcement exists and refuse to hold women who violate the law, break the law, and falsify documents accountable. Because if they hold these women accountable, what it means is that they're actually going to have to admit that these women have lied through their teeth and done everything they can to violate the trust, of the judicial system. This again, people, might sound insane. I know it does. God, when I hear myself say this, people, I know it's very hard to believe. No one's gonna want to believe that this much corruption and misconduct actually exists in the system. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, it totally does. Every day, thousands of people deal with corruption, misconduct, and false allegations in the legal system, and they are completely unable to fight it for one reason and one reason only, is that law enforcement is a unit. They ride together, they lie together, they die together, people, and they have no problem. They have no problem coming together to lie on you and to make you look like you've done something wrong, even though the fact is they know you haven't done anything. So, people, we're gonna keep this kosher today, people, and we're gonna get down to the nitty gritty. What happened to me? So, people, I want to start my podcast off with something really simple. We're going to start with something from October of 2023, people. I'd like you all to walk with me, talk with me, and allow me to take you on a journey to October 2023, and I'm going to tell you why. In October of 2023, a false petition was filed on me in a court, and I believe it was Essex County, New Jersey. I'm just trying to bring that up. Bear with me for a second. So this order, was filed against me by an ex-girlfriend of mine who was horribly pissed off that I ended this relationship. So what she decided to do was several things. First thing she decided to do was frame me for allegations of domestic violence that she knew I didn't do. Give me 1 second. Oh, there it is. So it's coming in now, people. Just bear with me, and I'll play it in 1 second. Sometimes it takes a second. Bear with us. So, this is the original Carfagno petition of my lying ass ex girlfriend, Francina Evans, a disgustingly pathetic woman from Staten Island who is so obsessed with me she cannot stop filing false petitions on me because she needs to find a way to discredit me because the Superior Courts of New Jersey and the Supreme Court of New York have already determined that A, I am the victim, and B, she's a pathological liar. So the only thing she's been able to do is to use the lower level racism of central New Jersey courts to refile these allegations on me using racist ass judge to get me prosecuted and arrested. Because again, people, this pathetic, disgusting creature is just obsessed with me. She will not stop. And I totally believe law enforcement won't do anything like I said, people, is because they want me to hurt this girl. They want me to get so tired of the fact that no one is helping me that they want me to do something so then they can justify her as a victim. But I'm not going to give these disgusting, biased people and these racist ass white men the ammunition they need to defame me or put me in anybody's cell, people. I'm going to continue to fight against this racism and the lies of this disgusting, funky vagina girl that I broke up with. And prayerfully, people, she goes the fuck away, people, and this just ends, people, because the truth is it really needs to. So before you see a petition filed by this woman on October 13th of 2023. If my audience looks at the screen about the same place my mouse location is, and I hope you can see it, I'm just going to make sure because I'm kind of double checking this in my screen. So if you can kind of see, this woman tells the court that I am a diagnosed schizophrenic who's harassing her. If you read this statement, it says her life has been under constant duress since the granting of the FRO December of 2022. I have It has come to her attention that Clayton is a diagnosed schizophrenic. Now, people, the truth of the matter is I'm not a diagnosed schizophrenic, people. This was a lie. Now, how did she get this lie? That's probably what you want to ask. So, people, I'm so real. I'm going to show you how this woman was able to lie this bad on a document. Now, people, hold on, because this petition is a sworn instrument. When someone files a petition like this in court, everything they allege are true. And if any falsities are found, people, that's considered fraud and it's an arrestable offense. As you can see in this petition, this woman accused me of schizophrenia, people. Now, if I was a schizophrenic, that would be no issue. But the problem is, people, I wasn't a schizophrenic, and I'm going to show you. The truth of the matter is, people, is that I didn't even know anything about this. What this woman had done is falsify a transcript belonging to my estranged father so that she could use it in the court and claim that I was a diagnosed schizophrenic. And I just want to find that for you really quick. Bear with me 1 second. Right there. So, this woman, through her research, found a transcript belonging to my estranged father. Now, I have no relationship with my father, so I never knew his mental issues or whatever they might be called. And it's unfortunate, people, because I'm pretty sure this man did not want this woman to do this to them. But people, life is sick, and crazy ass women are sicker. So what she did is she used this diagnosis from my father to falsely label me as a schizophrenic. And I want to go and prove that to my audience before I continue. The transcript is loading. Just bear with us. People, I have to do this, people. I don't want to do this. I can guarantee you, people, I wish I could go live my life, but I can't. Because this thirsty, crazy ass girl won't leave me alone, people. And I've tried everything. People, I've won every court session against her in the superior courts. I've won my cases in the Supreme Court, people. But although that I might be skilled enough to win these cases on my own, I'm not actually an attorney with a bar number. So the prosecutors won't deal with me once she files these reports against me, and they try to prosecute me, even though they know I'm a defendant. A victim, excuse me. They hold back evidence that proves I'm innocent. They hold back evidence that proves this woman is lying, so they can bring me before a judge and hope to get a bullshit conviction to feed these broke ass counties in New York. And people, I'm not with it. I'm not going to allow these people to keep violating my rights just because my thirsty lion ass ex girlfriend cannot get through her head. I want nothing to do with her, people. This is sad. This is sick. But it's going to keep happening until we expose the injustice of the criminal justice system and the lies of Francina Evans. So this is an example of an order of a transcript from New York City that's dated August 11th of 2015 at 11 a.m. And this is my father who sued the city of New York for getting hit by a bus. Now, unfortunately, this transcript can only be downloaded from the New York State Court Records website. It's not something that you can Google and get a page. Anyone who has this transcript had to download this transcript to see the whole document. Now, people, my ex girlfriend falsified a page basically calling me a schizophrenic. And I want to show my audience this so everyone sees it before we get on. Because people, again, people, the only way to expose this woman is to make this content, people, because people watch this content and more people are going to realize that she lied through her teeth. And that's the only thing that I can really do, people. The only way I can stop this woman is by proving that she lied through her teeth on me, people. And I am on a mission to do that. I have to do that. I really have to do this, people, because if I don't do it, this woman will never leave me alone. I'm 100% positive of it. I saw today that this woman is totally still after me. They have absolutely no intention on doing anything to her. And I realize now, people, that the only reason that I am truly going through this is because I'm fighting the racism of the courts. I am not fighting. Hold on. Let's see if that goes to it. I am not fighting. I am not fighting those who. Why can't this go through? Excuse me. 1 second, people. I might have to go back to my screen share. Stop sharing. Bop, 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 bop. We share. Bop, 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 bop. And we're going to go here. We're going to go here. And then we're going to go here. There we go. So, people, if you can see this, and I hope you can, this is a page from the transcript I just showed you that was repurposed by my ex-girlfriend when she falsely accused me of being a diagnosed schizophrenic in the petition I saw you. Now, people, this is page 8 of this transcript, and what I actually want to do is show you the actual transcript so you can kind of see what happened here. 1 second. God is going to bless me, people, with the peace to be able to go live my life. But the first thing I have to do is destroy my enemy. And my enemy is this woman, unfortunately. So I really have no choice but to expose this woman for the lying piece of shit she is, people. I have no choice. She won't leave me alone. I'm so tired of this. So, people, this is this transcript. And as you see, we start at page 1. This is page 1 of the transcript. It's actually page 3. So you see the name Clayton Howard. But that's not me, people. That's my father. I happen to be a junior, and unfortunately, I'm named after the father I don't speak to. Some of us don't have relationships with our father. It happens, They're not the men they were supposed to be. We weren't raised around them, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. When my mother was with this man, she decided to name me after my father, which I really don't understand why, but she did. So, being a junior, naturally, you can understand him and I having the same name. I've run into problems like this before, where things have happened to him, and I've been accused of it. So, this is a transcript from my father where he is deposing or testifying for a 50H hearing, which is what you testify before when you're suing the city of New York. In this transcript, you see he admits his name, where he used to live, because he doesn't live here anymore. So, blah, blah, blah. So, as you can see at the bottom of the page, they ask him first, with only the year on the record, what is your date of birth? He says 1962. So, people, on the second page of this transcript, where the actual writing starts, you see that the Clayton Howard on this page's birthday is 1962. Now, the stress of what this woman has done to me might have aged me, but people, I damn sure don't look like I was born in 1962. 1962 would make me close to 60 years old. That's not me. So clearly, this transcript is not me. But that didn't stop Francina Evans, because she just needed enough where she could try to do something. So as you see here, people, this is him saying where he works, etc., his previous addresses, all of this, people. This is him. Now, this is the interesting part, people. So this is the page that you just saw in the first transcript, where this woman took this page of this transcript. She covered the top of it so you could not see what was here. And the only thing she left was SSI and schizophrenia, mental disorder. And what she decided to do with that document, people, was she decided to go before the court to go before the court. How do I get out of this? She decided to go before the court. Did it stop sharing? Come on, people. Don't do that to me. Stop. So annoying. Share. She decided to use this document to petition the court. She decided to use this document to petition the family court of New Jersey and for all extensive purposes to tell them that I am a diagnosed schizophrenic who is harassing her. Now, people, that was a complete damn lie, people, but it didn't matter because this woman was so obsessed with trying to get revenge on me, people, that they actually took this position with no proof. Here you go, people. Here's the schizophrenia diagnosis right there. And here is the schizophrenia paperwork right here. So as you can see, people, this is the original. Hold on. Well, this is the doc. This was the page out of the document she falsified. This is where she falsified it to the Essex County Family Court, accusing me of schizophrenia. Now, people, that was a lie, and I was able to definitively prove that before the Essex County Family Court that it was a lie. So what they did was dismiss this petition totally and grant me my rights, which was basically for this woman to leave me alone. But people, that wasn't good enough for her, people. She's determined to defame me and stalk the living shit out of me. So what she decides to do is she decides to repurpose that information. And I'm going to show you what she meant by repurposing it. So once the family court of New Jersey once the family court of New Jersey, dismissed those allegations, she couldn't have that. She could not have me, the actual victim of her domestic violence dispute, get off and not be called a schizophrenic. Because again, people, Francina said I'm crazy. I'm crazy, but this bitch petitioned a dog 5 times for access to a dog from a man she claims to be afraid of. Petitioning the dog for custody rights, the court custody rights to a dog. A dog is not a child. She never paid for this dog. She never owned the dog. And people, the only way she can see the dog is if I allow her to see it. But people, she's not crazy. I'm crazy because I want her to be away from me and I want her to have nothing to do with this crazy ass girl. So people, my ex was not able to attain what she wanted to attain. So what did she do? What she did was simple. She contacted her attorney, and her attorney falsified documents to state prosecutors against me because the truth is that they needed to get some type of leverage against me. So what her attorney does is contact this prosecutor in Essex County and says, I'm forwarding these videos from yesterday where your alleged victim is now going after Miss Ventola, calling her a racist white bitch. Mr. Howard is becoming more and more angry, violent in his speech, and unhinged. At this point, I'm concerned about everybody's safety. The fact that he puts this in public is disturbing. My client also tells me Mr. Howard may have a documented mental order and receives SSI. Now, people, I just showed you where that information came from. This woman lied. So let's look at this channel, people. This is Cop Caller Clay. This is the channel that was created by Francina Evans to stalk the living shit out of me, people, because that's what Francina Evans does. She lies through her teeth and stalks the living shit out of me because I want nothing to do with her. So, people, you see, Cop Caller Clay. Let's keep going. I'm a cop caller, people, because I reported her stupid ass to the cops for all of the stuff she did on me. People, I wish I could have kept it in the street. I so wish I didn't have to call the cops and I could have mashed on this punk ass bitch and her punk ass brothers. But see, people, when they involved the cops, I had to do the same, people. I can't be the one who's willing to get dirty when they calling the cops on me, even though they pretending like they really want that work. And they don't want that work. So as you can see, racist prosecutor chick, da da da. All of this is Francina, people. I didn't create any of this. But what this attorney and this woman did was falsify this information to the prosecutor's office so I would be charged. Now, how do we all know that Francina owned this channel? Well, people, I'm going to show you how we know Francina owned this channel because a prosecutor subpoenaed the record and found out. And I'm going to show you that right now. Da 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 da. Let's see. Let's get that transcript from this lying, dusty ass heifer. Let's go. Oh, God, people. I wish I never met this pathetic ass girl. I so do, people. This is so pathetic. It really is. But you know something, people? God is good. And this is what we have to do in order to just end this. I realize that now. I realize what I need to do to stop this woman is that I have to completely decimate what the fuck she's doing because I'm never going to be left alone. Law enforcement doesn't want me left alone. What law enforcement wants is me to be prosecuted. I'm a black man. The only thing law enforcement can see me as is a criminal offender, so it doesn't matter if I have the legal rights of a victim. They're going to create me into offender so they don't have to give me my victim rights. This is what happens. But people, they got the wrong black man. I'm not going to go for this shit. So let's go. So before you, what I'm about to put up now is a transcript. This transcript is from the New Brunswick Superior Court, where although the fact that that channel, Cop Caller Clay, was traced back to the IP address of Laura Owens, Francina Evans's mother, and I'm about to show you, people, they decided not to prosecute this woman, people, even though they know she's harassing the shit out of me. See, people, everybody thinks that I'm not telling the truth, but I'm going to show you. As you can see, let's go back. This is a transcript dated 10/30 of 2024 in the state of New Jersey versus Francina Evans. I'm going to go and fast forward to, I believe it's page 5. Okay, here we go. A grand jury subpoena was issued for the information on the YouTube account. The subpoena returned that Google provided a username called Bunky Howard, and the email address was bunkyhoward@gmail42. Now, people, here's the crazy shit. Bunky is the name that I was called when I was a child. The only way she could have known that is if she talked to people from my childhood who called me that. And these must have been people in my fucking family, which is the worst fucking betrayal that you could have as someone who is going through this. That hating people in your family spoke to this crazy bitch who is harassing you, defaming your dead mother. See, people, this is why I don't fuck with people. This is why I am the way I am. Because I realized the level of betrayal that had to happen in order for this to happen to me. So let's keep going. Um, the subpoena was issued to Verizon and the Spectrum for the information on the IP address. The subscriber for one of the IP addresses was Laura Owens, who is believed to be the defendant's mother. And based on this, the summons was issued. So, people, guess what? This channel, which I was falsely accused of, people, and I have to show you this again, people, because I was completely falsely accused of this channel, Cop Caller Clay. But people, like I just showed you, Cop Caller Clay is not my channel. Cop Caller Clay is the channel of Francina Evans, people, which is incredibly insane that this just, and people, I say that and I laugh, people, this just judicial system, this just system would charge me with something that they know this woman has done. And I have to go back. 1 second, people. I'm going to go back. I am going to go back. Just bear with me for 1 second. Because they are giving me such a hard time with this today. But it's okay, people. It's all right. So where is this Cynthia Hardaway shit again? Just bear with me. I can't. It keeps Xing out. Well, actually, it's probably me, but it doesn't matter. I'll find it in 2 seconds. Right there. Now, people, here you go. Because as I just showed you, and we're going to show you again, so everybody sees this. I don't understand how all of this is, to be honest with you. And I'm honestly at a point, people, well, I'm basically going to stop trying to figure it out, people. I'm just going to ride on anybody who keeps, I'm tired of this shit. I am truly tired of what I have been going through with this girl. So let's go back, people. Now, as you can see, Cop Caller Clay, everyone. Cop Caller Clay. Cop Caller Clay. So now if this information was sent to a state prosecutor and it was alleged that this website was mine and that I was mentally ill and received SSI and all of that information was false, that's called fraud to the judicial system. And you know what we're going to do to be even better for that? Because people, you know I like to teach my audience. Let's go. This is Claude.com. I use Claude also, people. I have a bunch of these AI apps. Let me get out of this one because it doesn't want to share my damn screen. Really annoying. Come on. Here we go. Okay, I figured it out. There we go. So everyone, this is Claude.ai. Claude is a great reference tool that I use from time to time, people. So we're going to ask Claude in New Jersey if an attorney submits knowingly false information to a state prosecutor in order to gain unfair leverage for a client against a victim within a prosecution and this information can be verified to be false, what is the result and what would it constitute? So, here's the question, people. In the state of New Jersey, if an attorney submits knowingly false information to a state prosecutor in order to gain unfair leverage for a client against a victim within a prosecution, and this information can be verified to be false, what is the result and what would it constitute? Simple question. Let's see what Claude AI tells us. So, everyone, I hope you're reading. In New Jersey, if an attorney knowingly submits false information to a state prosecutor to gain unfair leverage for a client, this conduct could have several serious consequences. One, ethics violations. This would likely violate the New Jersey rules of professional conduct. Rule of professional conduct 3.3, candor towards the tribunal, meaning that you have to tell the court information that you know is true. This attorney violated that. Rule of Professional Conduct 4.1, truthfulness in statements to others. The email where I was alleged to be mentally ill and receiving SSI, people, that was a lie. So this attorney would have violated Rule of Professional Conduct 4.1 also. And this attorney would have also violated Rule of Professional Conduct 8.4, professional misconduct involving dishonesty, fraud, deceit, or misrepresentation. So this woman's attorney, by submitting this false information to state prosecutors, which I want to show you again, people. See, people, because the truth of the matter is what's going on. This is what's really going on between myself and this crazy ass woman, people. It has nothing to do with domestic violence, people. What's happening to me has everything to do with racism and discrimination within the criminal justice system. See, women are biased and women help other women against men who may have hurt them. And that's exactly what this ugly, fat, bald-headed ass attorney has done for my ex-girlfriend. She's a disgusting pig of a woman who has probably been shitted on by men her entire life. So she wants to help my ex-girlfriend because my ex-girlfriend is abused and bad and abused and emotionally hurt woman. So she wants to help her lie on her ex-boyfriend to get revenge on me, people, because I broke this sorry, funky vagina girl's heart. So, people, I am forced to live in this situation despite the fact that I am completely innocent and I did nothing to this woman. Let's keep going. I wanted to show you something, but I'm not. So, the other thing that it would constitute, people, is disciplinary action. Let's go. The attorney could face disciplinary proceedings from the New Jersey office of potentially resulting in admonition, reprimand, suspension, disbarment in severe cases. She probably won't be so barred, but she could. And now, people, lastly, criminal charges. Depending on the nature and impact of the false information, the attorney could face criminal charges, obstruction of justice, tampering with witnesses, making false statements to law enforcement, and falsification of evidence, people. Civil liability. The victim would have grounds for a civil lawsuit against the attorney for malicious prosecution, abuse of process, defamation, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Now, people, like I have told you, I have sued this attorney and Francina Evans in federal court for what happened in that email. And I'm going to show you, people, because again, Clayton Howard is no liar. Clayton Howard is a man who is tired of this, people. This has been the most disgusting situation that you can imagine. That a court and the judicial system refused to grant me my rights as the victim because I'm a black man. And that's exactly what it is, people. I'm completely confident that this is why I'm going through this. People, I'm black. They never intended for black men to have these orders. They intend to use these orders as tools to arrest black men. It's not for a black man to actually have his rights as the legitimate victim of a crime. No, people, they don't want that. So I'm going to show you something real quick. Now, I'm going to show you in Pacer. This is Pacer, audience, and I hope you can see it. This is the federal website that controls federal lawsuits in the Federal District Court of New Jersey. This is Howard versus the state of New Jersey, right? I want to show you guys the parties. Now, as you can see, here are the parties in this complaint. And I want to blow it up for my audience so everyone can see that because of those emails you saw, Cynthia Hardaway, the attorney of this woman, and Francina Evans are named as defendants in these lawsuits. Cynthia Hardaway, Francina Evans, because of the information I just showed you. Now, one would think that this attorney would be smart enough to try to save her license and the proven misconduct that I'm going to be able to prove in court. But people, corruption and misjustice is so bad, people, that they are actually trying to fight this by avoiding service. The attorney refuses to allow me to serve her, so she's ducking the process server, hoping that I won't sue her because I can prove that this bitch lied on me to state officials to falsify information to get Francina Evans out of her criminal charge, people. And people, let me tell you something. If this information was created against me, if these emails were created against me to use for a malicious prosecution, ladies and gentlemen, that I did not do. Let's just be completely honest. I did not do this. So if this woman was allowed to do this to me, considering the fact that I'm innocent, people, what do you think the natural consequence of this is? Let's find out. So I want you to go back to these emails again. What is attorney misconduct, people? If we go to the bottom sentence of this, you see, my client tells me Mr. Howard may have a documented mental illness and receive SSI. People, they framed me for this channel that was traced back to Francina. They told the prosecutor's office this was my channel. Now, people, if I have a court transcript where another prosecutor's office fully verifies that the IP address for this YouTube account traces back to my ex-girlfriend, people, how the hell did I create this content? I didn't, people. But guess what? I'm a black man. I can be framed. I can be lied on, and the system has to make me an offender even though I'm a victim. So, people, this shit was used against me even though Francina created it. So, people, I'm sitting before the courts and I'm fighting the sick misconduct of this disgusting ass attorney and my funky vagina ex girlfriend because the truth of the matter is she's mad that I dumped her. So, because I dumped this girl, people, I have to pay for it. I have to be framed. I have to be lied on, people. All of this has to happen to me because I don't want to be with this woman anymore. Women should not be able to duck criminal liability by falsifying information on men, people. That's just the truth. But that's what happens, people. Men are done horribly in these situations. We're lied on, we're framed, we're falsely prosecuted. Women are done so too, but it really happens to men a lot more. I can't do anything on a large whole to stop these people, again, people, because the criminal justice arena is not what's truly meant for civilians. The civil court is. So, people, I could take no action against this woman for what she did to me. And you know why? Because the prosecutor's office won't charge my ex with doing that. And I'm going to tell you why. It's not that they won't not charge her because it's the truth. You see, it's not the truth. They can't charge her, people, because if they charge her with falsifying this information, they have to admit that this attorney and this girl falsified information to the judicial process. And this is why she was acquitted. See, people, my ex goes around telling everybody she was acquitted of her crime. The truth is she falsified information against me that got me locked out of the prosecutor's office, and that's why her crime was dropped. Not because she was innocent, people, because she totally did it. She falsified a narrative on me, and a fat racist prosecutor from Essex County who was mad that I filed a civil suit against the Essex County and grievances against her manipulated this information to acquit Francina Evans. And people, I can prove all this, as you just see, because I have the attorney's record, I have the woman who used it against me's transcript where she admits this attorney did all of this and that this attorney's information was the reason I was barred from the trial of Francina Evans. People, I'm a victim, and it's going to take years for this. It's going to take years for this to reveal itself in the federal courts. What am I supposed to do against them, people? You know what I'm supposed to do against them? I'm supposed to allow this sick, lying-ass baby girl with a funky vagina to keep filing false reports on me all over the state of New Jersey using the racism of the lower-level traffic courts because she can't go to the Superior Court or the Supreme Court of New York. Now, people, why does Francina Evans keep coming to the Supreme Court of New York? I mean, the Supreme Court of New Jersey? Hell, I want to show you. I'd love to show my audience why it is that this woman keeps traveling into New Jersey to pursue me and why she won't file charges against me in New York, people. I'd really like to ask you. So we're going to go here. We're going to go Pacer. Boop, boop. We're going to go back to log in. Bear with me a second, people. Now, my ex-girlfriend can't file any charges on me in New York because the NYPD has pretty much restricted her lying ass from filing charges against me. They don't want to touch me, people. I am like persona non grata with these motherfuckers. They want nothing to do with Clayton Howard because they know that they messed up when they falsely arrested me. They know they messed up, people. They know they should have never arrested me for this woman. But people, the truth of the matter is they don't care because I'm a black man. They think I have no rights. So they think they have the right to lie on me and falsely prosecute me, people, because they know I don't have the money to have the fight. I didn't have the money to find the best lawyer I could to stop all of this. So people, what do? They falsely prosecute me. They maliciously pursue me. Now, what you see before you, excuse me, is the reason why Staten Island and the Richmond County DA's office won't fuck with me. It's a federal lawsuit filed against the New York City Police Department, the Richmond County DA's office, and a couple of other players who were involved in the major conspiracy that was created to deprive me of my rights in order to grant Francina Evans right that she has been denied by federal law. So, people, I sue the state of New York. The state of New York realizes they got a fucking problem, people. So what they do is they suspend Francina's ability to have me arrested. The district attorney, Mike McMahon, tells the police to stop investigating me and don't investigate her. So people, that means that all of the valid violations that I've reported against Francina, they won't prosecute because of this case. Because if they prosecute her for the things that I've previously reported mentioning in this lawsuit, it further verifies the fact that they've been discriminating against me and they've intentionally conspired to deprive me of my civil rights. This is what I'm going through, people. I am not dealing with this, people, because I am in any way guilty, people. The only thing I'm guilty of is choosing the wrong woman to date or have anything to do with, people. This girl is a disgusting human being and a pathological liar. The saddest part is, people, as much as she's been exposed, that the so called black advocates of Staten Island who supported this woman won't do anything to stand up for me. Because, see, if they stand up for me, they're going to have to expose the fact that they lied for this woman and put their reputations on the line. And Camilla Hanks, Bobby Digi, Malcolm Penn, Ronci Olagunki, Mike Perry, Melissa Thomas, Victor Brown, all of these people can't make it known that Francina Evans has lied this bad that two states are facing multi-million-dollar lawsuits because of the criminal allegations that went unchecked by the Staten Island District Attorney's Office and by numerous prosecutors' office, because the truth is they want to prosecute black men. That's the truth, people. And as a victim not only of Francina Evans, but as a victim of Cassandra Ventura, people, I am disgusted by this. I am disgusted by the fact that black men are framed and that prosecutors withhold information that justify the truth in order to get malicious prosecutions against black men so they have someone to prosecute, people. Puffy ain't innocent, people. He's by no way innocent. Puffy may deserve his justice, but he does not deserve to be lied on because the prosecutors want to keep Cassandra looking clean and fresh when she's not, people. She's not a victim. She was not forced to have sex with me at all. I know this for a fact, people. I made this woman come too many times. She sucked my penis for too many hours, people. I got the woman pregnant and she still came back around and slept with me unprotected, people. She OD'd, and after ODing, where she passed out for 8 hours, she stops me from leaving so she can continue to sleep with me. All of this is known to the U.S. Attorney's Office, people, but guess what they're telling me? Maybe I was her safe space because she was in such a bad space. Oh, she was doing a lot of drugs then, Mr. Howard. Maybe she didn't know it was really going on. But now when Diddy says the same thing, it's impossible for him to be in a situation where maybe the drug use affected him. That's impossible. But it's not impossible for Cassie. Come on, people. Bias in law enforcement, corruption in law enforcement is the problem. And maybe I would have stayed quiet, people. I probably would have stayed quiet if I felt this prosecution was going fairly, if I felt that there wasn't major victim rights violations going on here, people, I would not have said a word. I would have talked about the abuse and I would have stayed back and I would have let the chips roll as they may. I would have never come out before this trial. But people, I've come out before this trial because I know the truth. I know that Cassie's lying. And I know that prosecutors do what they're doing to Diddy. They purposely hold back information to make sure that the women they want to use is credible. Because see, that's the thing is, people. It's all a manipulation game. It's all propaganda. Prosecutors choose what I like to call marketable victims. They want a pretty or a beautiful woman to sit up there. They want her to be pregnant. They want her to be crying because they want her to manipulate a jury into believing the narrative that they create, people. And when they have lying ass people like a Cassie, lying ass women like a Francina who can sit there and say, "No, Your Honor, I'm a victim. I'm so afraid of this black man." They like that, people, because the truth of the matter is the only thing they want to do is prosecute black men. But when you can prove that they're lying, when you can prove that there's misconduct, when you can prove as a black man that someone is stalking you people, you are on an island by yourself fighting a war with one sword and one shield against an army of 5,000 fucking Greeks, people. And that's what's going on. That's what I am, people. I'm the last of the 300 fighting the armies of Xerxes by myself, people. Evil, corrupt people who don't care about justice. Evil, corrupt people who don't care about true victim rights. Evil, corrupt people who don't care about the true rights and the freedoms of victims and citizens' rights. No, they only care about the image of the prosecutor's office and their professional careers. When I started off this podcast, I wanted to show you something today, and I still am going to show it to you. Let me get back to it. Oh, yeah, I definitely want to do that, but we'll talk about that later, my friend. So, people, this is what I was going to show you guys earlier. So, this is my Facebook page. And as you see before you, this is Mackenzie Upshaw and Satan, Michael McMahon. I'd like to let you hear.
That has a final.
Actually, I don't think I have.
Hello?
I don't think I have to.
Hey, good afternoon. Is this Mackenzie?
I don't think I have to play this. I actually hate this chick's voice, but I want you to see something, people. This is Mike McMahon, the racist, disgusting bastard who maliciously prosecuted me because he was sleeping with my ex-girlfriend, and I'm pretty sure of that, people. And this is the scum black woman who you hear on this tape who is lying, telling me that my federally backed order of protection means nothing because the Richmond County DA's office has now framed me to be an offender. See, people, I was a victim, but they could not allow me to maintain those victim rights. So what they did, people, was they framed me. They framed me because it was easier to deny me if I was in the system as a defendant than it would be if I had no criminal charge on me. And this is what law enforcement does. Law enforcement, scum like this sellout black woman and this racist piece of shit ass fucking district attorney, excuse my language, this is what they do. They conspire together. A weak, corrupt black woman and a racist ass white man. See, people, like I have said, the greatest enemy to the black man in his own community is the women like this women. Fake women who think they're independent, who think they're strong, but the truth is they're weak, lying, pathetic scum who manipulate domestic violence law and community resources in order to affect the lives of innocent people like myself. See, people, I was 100% a victim of the Richmond County DA's office. I was a victim when I contacted Mackenzie Upshaw. I was a victim when I spoke to Courtney Chase. But people, my skin was too black for these black women, people. I didn't have a vagina. I was a black man. I wasn't a black woman. So this woman couldn't help me. Mackenzie, who happens to be part of the LGTB community, she couldn't help me, people. And this racist piece of shit right here definitely wasn't going to help me because he needed to prosecute me in order to grant my offender credit. This is the sick part of law enforcement. This is what black men actually deal with corrupt prosecutors like Mike McMahon, like the Essex County Prosecutor's Office, like Middlesex County, New Jersey, prosecutors' offices that have been historically racist to minority men, to minorities overall, people, because it's not just about black men. When you're in a domestic violence dispute with a woman, you might as well be a black man. This is for white men too. You might as well be a black guy because you are automatically shitted on in any domestic violence dispute when you are a man going against a woman. And it's compounded. It's even worse when you're black. It's worse when you're Spanish. It's worse if you have a criminal record, people. It's worse if this woman has anything to substantiate an allegation against you. See, people, I can only imagine how bad this would be for me if Francina Evans actually had any evidence that I abused her, people. See, I got arrested twice and my ex-girlfriend had no proof I ever abused her. Imagine if I had hit her. Imagine if I actually did something to this woman that could substantiate a crime, people. I would be in prison, people. It wouldn't even matter if it happened 2 or 3 years before we dated. They would have charged me with it 2 years later and prosecuted me before the system. Because this is the corruption of the system that falsifies information to prosecute innocent men for things that they have never done. I'm Clayton and I'm a victim. I was horribly lied on by the Richmond County DA's office, Francina Evans, and numerous state prosecutors' office. And as a man who is conscious of the manipulation and the corruption of state prosecutors, there's no way I could sit back and stay quiet knowing that a man is about to go to prison for the rest of his life because prosecutors want to hide a narrative against a woman that they know is lying. And this is a common practice in law enforcement. Black men, men overall, this happens all the time when a woman makes an allegation. Let's say a woman goes out and commits bank robberies with a man. She's spending the money, she's having fun like that, she's fucking, she's having sex. Now they're doing drugs, they're doing all this stuff, and some violence may occur in the middle. All that woman's going to do is wait till the cops catch that guy, and she's going to say, oh, he forced me to rob those banks by beating me. And the cops know better, people. The cops know damn well this guy ain't forced this woman to rob no banks, but it sounds good, people. It makes sense for the malicious prosecution. It makes sense for the narrative. They're going to try to sell a jury. So you know what they'll do? They'll grant this woman a way out by lying on the man. People, I'm not with that. I am not with any woman who falsifies information to lie on a man out of revenge, and I do not think that law enforcement should protect these women. The truth of the matter is they should be prosecuted. They should be prosecuted and they should be arrested the same way the man was arrested for the false allegations of that woman. But no, what they'll do is they'll use the fact that this woman might if we arrest her, it'll stop other victims from filing crimes. People, that's the complete crock of shit, people. Because someone who is victimized is not going to be afraid to go to the police. The only people that'll be afraid to go to the police are the liars who are exposed. And prosecutors and cops know that. But they like the false reports, people. It boosts their records. It makes everyone think they're doing their job when the truth is they're not doing their job. They're manipulating the law, they're falsifying testimony, and they're framing innocent victims, and they're falsifying narratives to get the convictions they actually want if the evidence isn't just right. Now, am I going to say that's happening with Diddy? I don't really know. I don't know all the particulars of what's going on with him. I only know that Cassandra Ventura is lying. And as somebody who this has happened to, as a man who has been lied on for 3.5, 4 years by a bitter ex-girlfriend I want nothing to do with, there is no fucking way that I'm going to sit back and allow this woman to lie through her teeth, knowing how bad women lie and how prosecutors are willing to cover up those lies to get the convictions they want. No, people, this is not right. The criminal justice system is not about framing people. The criminal justice system is not about manipulating narratives. No, people, the criminal justice system is supposed to be about truth, fairness, and justice. Something that black men don't get. We don't get truth, fairness, and justice, people. We get the long arm of society. We get the prosecutor's ass to kiss even when we're innocent. We get framed. We get prosecuted. We get drained of our resources while these lying ass women lie through their teeth, receive all the resources that are afforded to us, and then they want to arrest them because they don't want to damage the fact that they may have falsely prosecuted someone and have to be civilly liable. People, if you've ever been arrested, if you've ever been lied on by a partner and you don't do anything, then you're part of the problem. Because see, as long as no one speaks up against people like this corrupt district attorney and this sellout ass fat black woman, you know what the problem is, people? More and more misconduct is going to come. People, this man is the district attorney, and this woman is the head of the victim witness unit, the victim advocacy unit in the DA's office. How is she the head of the DA's office, people? The victim advocacy unit, and there she's on tape lying to me like this. Let's go, people.
It's not. How can I help you?
Hey, who am I speaking with?
My name's Courtney. How can I help you?
Hey, Courtney. So
Hi.
I am a victim that has a final order of protection against someone that has kind of been ignored by the office, and the person is still harassing me.
What's your name?
My name is Mr. Howard. Last name, first name Clayton. I've been calling for like a year,
Okay.
and no one has ever called me back. I talked to Mackenzie, I think it was back in January, through text message, and I kind of gave her this order and everything. And at first she tried to tell me information that was actually false. She told me that the order of protection was not valid in New York because it was out of New Jersey. But it actually is, because I registered it in New York. But she did tell me that if I was ever arrested by this woman, because she saw the evidence that the woman was after me, that she would advocate to the DA's office, because, you know, you guys got a million cases. There's no way they would know the backstory behind me and this woman when it came up. However, on May 16th, I was arrested because the day this woman was convicted, December 1st, she went into the 120 and lied and said while we were in court that I called her and said, if I can't have you, no one else can. The day I want to...
And you still have an open case right now?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I'm Mackenzie's supervisor. What I'd suggest, just to protect yourself, is you have to speak to your defense attorney. We can't speak with you if you have an open case.
I did.
Okay.
And he told me that, you know, he doesn't have any domestic violence resources. He said under federal and state law that I am supposed to be allowed to work with advocates. The problem is that my ex is really well known in your office, and your office has refused to help me with this woman.
Well, also the issue is, again, you have an open case, so we're unable to speak to you.
I didn't have an open case before. I just got an open case. I've been calling for a year. I was not a defendant until May 16th. I was the victim. And every time I call the office, I have text messages from Mackenzie. I have emails from.
Now, people, you hear how dismissive she is of me. I hear you. This piece of shit ass woman should never be honored for anything, people. She's no supervisor. She's no victim advocate. She's the personal sellout and scum of this racist piece of shit district attorney. Because that office knew I was the victim. But what they did was lock me out of all resources by falsely charging me and then ordering all the advocates not to work with me. Because in domestic violence, people, your attorney doesn't have domestic violence resources. Attorneys don't have domestic violence advocates, people. And the attorney's job is to represent you, not to provide you with an advocate to talk to the DA's office. Do you know why? Because an attorney can talk to the DA's office. Advocates are supposed to help you regardless of the fact that you have an attorney if you are a victim. And Mackenzie Upshaw knew this. But people, she wanted to blow me off. So what did she do? She lied through her teeth in order to get me to stop calling the office. Oh, yeah, you're a defendant now. We can't answer you. So, people, here's the question. I'm not a defendant now. Why will the Richmond County DA's office still not provide me with any victim resources? I'm going to tell you why, people. Because the office is fucking corrupt. This woman is a scum and a pathological liar, and so is this racist piece of shit sitting here with the devil a smile on him. People, this man is the devil. He's a pathological liar. He's a closet covert racist, and all he does is manipulate justice on Staten Island to suit his needs to prosecute minority men. Any minority, any political figure who tells you this guy is good for the community is a fucking sellout and a liar. This guy is scum. He is a pathological liar, people, and he has framed dozens of people on Staten Island within the last couple of years. Just because they don't have the voice or the resources to fight back, don't mean it hasn't happened. And people, that's why I'm here, because I don't care. And I'm going to keep speaking out against the office of Michael McMahon. I'm going to keep exposing Courtney Chase, and I'm going to keep exposing these cops in the 120 precinct and anywhere where this misconduct happened so people see the truth of what's going on, which is that corruption is what rules these prosecutors' office, not justice. It's not fairness. It's not equality. It's none of that. It's corruption. It's manipulation, it's bias, and it's controlled when you have racist pieces of shit like this in power and sellout ass fake black women like this behind them who are willing to focus more on their careers than actual justice and fairness within the system, people. Courtney Chase had an obligation as a victim advocate. That obligation was to protect the rights of the trial-ordered actual victim, not to create a false victim that was a friend of hers so the office could deny the true victim rights, people. A question comes to the people of Staten Island who watch this. Why has the district attorney's office never done anything about Clayton Howard? People, if I'm lying so bad, if I'm doing stuff to them, why won't they stop me from lying, people? See, here's the problem that the Richmond County DA's office has. That they can't arrest me for telling the truth because they're going to create more of a problem if they arrest me for telling the truth, even though they may not like how I'm doing it. The First Amendment protects my right. I can call Mike McMahon a piece of shit all day, people. The First Amendment protects my right to do that. I can call Courtney Chase a fat pathological liar. Guess what? The First Amendment protects my right to do that, people. I can also expose Courtney Chase in those recordings because the First Amendment protects my right to expose someone who violated my civil rights. I can expose Mike McMahon for the conspiracy to deprive me of my rights because you know what, people? He did. And the First Amendment protects my right to speak out against government corruption, especially when I can prove it, people. These state prosecutors, these local prosecutors, they don't like that. The cops don't like when you expose them for lying because they want everyone to think that they're true justice and the American way. People like Courtney Chase, they don't like when you tell the truth on them. Do you know why? Because now her job is in question, people. So because I'm exposing the fact that she lied to me and she's worried about her job, she's going to say I'm harassing her. She's not going to admit that she lied to me and she violated my victim rights. No, people, she can't do that. What she's going to do instead is lie and say I'm harassing her. She's not going to address the fact that she lied to me about a federally backed order of protection. No, people. She's just going to lie and say, oh, I'm afraid of him, because that's the ultimate lie women use. I'm afraid of him. Well, I'm going to tell you something. I'm afraid of Courtney Chase because Courtney Chase is a black woman who manipulates law enforcement to lie and deny people victim rights. And that's power, people. That's more powerful to me than a gun. That's more powerful than her being able to bench 300 pounds is the fact that she can manipulate the arm of a racist prosecutor, the man she's standing next to her, to pursue me. People, I'm definitely afraid of Francina Evans because Francina has lied to numerous state prosecutors. And despite the fact that there is extensive evidence to prove that she's lying through her teeth, people, they continue to come after me because I'm the black man with a past criminal record, people. And it's much more attractive to prosecute a nigga than it is to prosecute a nigga bitch with no record. So what they're gonna do is, oh, he got a record, he's a black guy, let's prosecute him. Oh no, no, she's pretty. We're gonna boost her up as a victim and we're gonna harass him and totally defame him. So when we lift her up as a victim, she looks honest. And people, if you think I'm lying, the easiest thing you have to do is you have to look at the fact that this woman, my ex, was honored 4 months after she was convicted in the state of New Jersey. That's the tactic of Mike McMahon, people. Whenever his office is exposed for misconduct or having done the wrong thing, they'll try to honor the person who's the head of the allegation. Courtney Chase is named in a federal civil rights lawsuit. Why is she being honored for Advocate of the Year or whatever the fuck she was honored for? Why is this woman being awarded when there is a victim? He can prove she lied to him and that she falsified information and deprived him victim rights. Why won't the office of Mike McMahon acknowledge that? Because he's part of the conspiracy to deprive me of my rights. That's why he won't acknowledge the fact that Courtney Chase lied, people. And I don't have to just say she lied, people. I have proof she lied.
You guys would not
I
help.
have multiple recordings. People, this is only one of the recordings to Courtney Chase. There's actually three of them, people. And I haven't played them all because I don't want to give her a way to try to excuse the other two recordings. But here's the truth. Me and this woman spoke multiple times. She's a pathological liar, people. She knew I was the victim. She withheld that information to let this racist scum she's standing next to prosecute me for a woman he was sexually involved with. And people, I'm going to stand on that because that's the only thing that's going on here is my ex-girlfriend sold her vagina for favors to the Richmond County DA's office. And I don't know why, people, because I slept with this girl. It really wasn't good. It wasn't good at all. She doesn't like to wash. She comes from the gym. Her vagina used to be incredibly funky, people. I don't like that. It's really easy to break up with a woman when she doesn't take care of herself properly, people. And this woman was like that. I'm not saying this to insult her, people. I'm saying it because it's the damn truth. I wanted nothing to do with her on so many levels you will never understand, people. And because of that, I must deserve to be lied on. I deserve to be defamed. I deserve to be stalked and maliciously prosecuted because I broke up with a woman because her vagina stinks and she couldn't take care of her damn mother. She couldn't check her mother. So because her vagina stinks and she can't deal with her mother, I deserve to be maliciously prosecuted because I hurt her. Because I decided to leave a messed up relationship with a woman I knew would never grow into a woman as a 30-something-year-old woman living with her mother and no damn license. People, I was tired. I didn't want to deal with the situation anymore. I didn't want to deal with her anymore. So I exited the situation. And because I exited the situation, I must deserve what's going on to me. I must deserve to be lied on, framed, maliciously prosecuted, stalked through multiple states because I broke up with my sorry ass ex girlfriend who I want nothing to do with. Nah, people. Women should not be allowed to avoid criminality by making false allegations of abuse. Cassie's allegations might not be false, but her allegations that she was forced to have sex with these guys, that's false, people. And she shouldn't be able to use the one lie to get out of her complicity in something else, people. And that's the way I see this situation. And I don't think these people understood that as a victim who this is actually happening to, I wouldn't consent to this forever. I've tried to talk to them. I've told them the truth, but they don't want to hear the truth because their mission is to prosecute this man more than it is to tell the truth, people. I was I don't even want to get into some of the stuff with what's going on with that situation, people. But I think this is wrong. I don't think any man should be prosecuted for the allegations of a woman who can be proven to have lied, people. That is the biggest injustice that you can imagine within the legal system. To prosecute someone for the actions of someone else who is lying on them. Come on, people, make it make sense. Where's the balancing of the scales? Where's the fairness and the justice of the American judicial system? When you're willing to falsely arrest one party, but you're not willing to grant them the justice once that party proves that another party lied on them and effectuated the deprivation of their freedom. It doesn't matter, people, because in the eyes of a racist scum piece of shit like this prosecutor, all black people belong in jail. So what I went to jail for a false arrest, people. I belong there. He's gonna do it again. I fucking wish I could do something to this man to make him go to jail, but I can't, people. The only thing I can do is what I am doing, which is tell the truth about him expose them through the recordings, expose them through the conduct, expose them through the conspiracy, and advocate against anybody who stands next to him. Because the truth is, this man is the most corrupt law enforcement official on the borough of Staten Island. He should not be praised for his work. He should be stood up against because he violates so many people on a regular fucking basis that no black advocate should stand with this district attorney. But these sellouts, like this Abu Say, who I've never even met, these disgusting men who want you to vote for him, they're going to tell you that this man is good because they know they need to stand next to him in order to gain the public support. No, people, you don't need to stand next to a corrupt prosecutor gain report. Stand for something, man. Stand for justice. Stand for fairness. Stand for the rights of the true minorities that you claim to support in your campaign for office. Don't stand next to the most powerful racist in the borough simply because you need to look like you important to stand next to the DA. The man is falsely arrested and maliciously prosecuting people all over the damn borough. And you're talking about he's doing a good job? How the fuck is that possible? Who am I, people? Who am I as the man he has falsely prosecuted and denied federally backed resources as the victim of a valid final restraining order, people? I guess I'm nobody because this piece of shit Abu Say says Mike McMahon is a good person. Mike McMahon is scum. Anybody who stands next to him, you are my enemy, and I will speak out against you. I'll invest resources to expose your campaign, people. I am not playing because this guy is evil. He does not deserve support. He deserves to be removed from office. And Courtney Chase deserves to be fired because no true advocate would lie to the victim in order to protect the woman that's their friend. And that's exactly what Courtney Chase did to me. People, why was Courtney Chase honored when there's this much evidence that she is lying to victims about federally backed orders of protection, people? That's the key, people. Why was Courtney Chase honored? Courtney Chase should not be honored if there is a victim suing the Richmond County District Attorney's Office for violations to his civil rights that can be proven this woman did. People, that's his whole game, Mike McMahon. He wants to make it look like they're doing good things. This is the only reason this piece of shit chick was honored. I'm telling you. She should never have been honored, people, with civil rights violations that can be proven happened that she lied to the victim of a federally backed order of protection, people. What's up with the office of the Staten Island District Attorney, people? I'm going to tell you what's up with them. Minorities of Staten Island, they know that y'all weak and y'all don't care about shit. That's why they do this to y'all, people. They know y'all got no loyalty to nothing. All they got to do is have a couple of fucking events that they give y'all some chicken and Fanta soda, and y'all will sell out your mother. Nobody in Staten Island is going to stand against this racist white man because you know why, people? All of the fake advocates want to look important, so they stand next to him. Let me tell you something about Clayton. I don't give a fuck about Mike McMahon, bro. He's nobody. He's nothing. He's a fucking geriatric piece of shit ass old decrepit bastard who needs to be removed from office. And this fat, disgusting, poor ass black nappy head black chick, she needs to be fired. She needs to be fired, people. This woman should not be the supervisor of a domestic violence victims unit when she's lying to victims and lying about valid order for protection, people. How is this woman the supervisor of the fucking victim department of the DA's office when there's a victim who can prove she lied to him about a federally backed order of protection? Why is the DA's office not addressing that? Why have they not addressed Courtney Chase and Mackenzie Upshaw lying to a victim that was literally the victim before he was ever arrested, people? That's what you need to ask yourself. Don't tell yourself that Clayton Howard is angry. People, ask yourself the question. Look at the evidence I've played. Listen to the recordings of Mackenzie Upshaw. Listen to this recording of Courtney Chase, and you tell me if I'm wrong. You tell me if this woman should be honored as a good supervisor lying to the victims of domestic violence offenses so she doesn't have to grant them the federal rights that they earned in a trial, people. That's Courtney Chase. That's the true Richmond County District Attorney's Office. And I am here to expose that truth, people. I will die trying before I stop speaking out against this office. Because every word I am saying happened, people. They framed me, they falsified information, and then when that didn't work, people, they closed ranks on me and locked me out of all resources so I can't go to events and I can't speak out against what they did to me in the community. But people, they're so fucked up, people, because they should have killed me. They should not have left me with the ability to talk and move the fuck around because people, every ounce of the energy I have, I will use to speak against this office. I will speak against anybody who co-signs Mike McMahon. I will speak against anyone who stands next to these sick people. And the truth is, if you support them, you are just as sick as them. We're going on an hour and 16 minutes, people. On behalf of Justice and Operation Rock, people, women should not be allowed to falsify information to prosecutors in order to avoid criminal liability. If a woman does something wrong, if a woman's proven to file a false police report, if a woman's proven to have submitted false information to state prosecutors, people, those are all crimes. Those are all felony offenses, people. That woman shouldn't be able to lie and claim abuse to get out of that, people. And that's what these prosecutors do when they want to prosecute a minority man or a man more. They allow a woman to lie through her teeth and they manipulate her lies to suit them in order to obtain convictions. Am I saying this is exactly what's going on with Diddy? I don't know, people. I don't really know everything that's going on with Diddy. But I do know that Cassie's lying. And I do know that I've told the U.S. attorney that she's lying. And I've provided them evidence that proves she's lying. And people, they've buried it. They've kept the stories out of her about the media. They stopped my lawyer from filing a civil suit against her because it would mess up their prosecution. And people, all of this shit happened. I am a personal living witness to the corruption of prosecutors who want to manipulate a narrative to get a conviction, people. I've experienced it myself, and I'm a part of it on the federal level. And I refuse to experience it anymore or be a part of it when it affects somebody's life staying in jail for the rest of their goddamn life. Not me, people. I was not raised to lie on people in order to get results, people. No, I was raised to do the right thing, regardless of what anybody may try to say about me who knows my sick ass ex girlfriend. You will never prove that Clayton Howard lied on Francina Evans. You won't find a statement. You won't find a fucking recording. You won't find anything where I say that Francina Evans did not assault my child. Because people, I was accusing that girl of assaulting my child since 4 days after it happened. And she fucking knew it. She knew I was accusing her, people. I have text messages that confirm that me and her were arguing about the fact that she hit my 8-month-old kid. But people, that's not important, people, because she was framing a black man that the district attorney of Staten Island didn't like. So she's allowed to beat kids. She's allowed to falsify information to the prosecutor's office. She's allowed to fraudulently present information that she stole from court records to courts and get away with it. People, what kind of sick shit is this, people? But I'm wrong. I'm wrong because I aggressively speak out against corruption of prosecutors who condone this type of criminality just to get a criminal prosecution on someone. These prosecutors need to be held to account, people, and that's me. I'm the one who's going to hold them to account or I'm going to fucking die trying. I don't care about them coming after me, police. People, I've been arrested before. Like they said, I'm a black man. I've been arrested before. So I have no problem going to jail if it means exposing the corruption of these local, jokel, corrupt-ass, racist prosecutors. Don't think it's not racism because you see Courtney Chase standing there. Like I have said, the greatest enemy to the minority black man within the community has been created and established to be the black woman. The powers that be have empowered black women with such a feeling of independence that they manipulate justice to get revenge on black men who have hurt them. And everybody watching this podcast knows I'm telling the truth. If you're a black man, you have received more harm coming from the women of your own culture than you have from other women. I have been violated by more black women in my life than I have by white women, than I have by Hispanic women, um, than I have by any other women. I got to be honest with you, people. I might have had some problems with white girls, but white girls ain't violate me that bad. The worst that was ever done to me is this fat racist prosecutor from Essex County falsifying information to me. No white woman has ever done anything to me, people, and I can say that confidently. I I've heard things about white women, but people, it's never happened to me. I've never experienced something where a white woman has violated my civil rights, people, and that's a fact. But I have had dozens of black women lie on me. I've had dozens of black women go and try to have me falsely arrested because I don't want to be with them anymore. What kind of sick shit is that, people? So you break up with a man and you got to get him in jail because you're a woman and you know the police don't like black men. So you're going to use that to maliciously prosecute him. That's supposed to make sense. People, this is the justice of racism. This is the justice of prosecutors' office where they manipulate narratives to falsely prosecute minority men. And people, I'm not going to stand on that. There's no fucking way. There is no way, people, that I am going to sit here and allow someone to lie and put someone in prison when I know they're lying. I was a man who was lied on, people, and I'm a man who's still being lied on. There's no fucking way I'm going to go for this. People, on behalf of Justice and Operation Rock, I'm going over to my next platform, people, but I am serious. I am going to continue to speak out against the corruption of prosecutors who manipulate narratives just to get convictions when they know the fucking victim is lying, people. This is wrong. This is not justice. This is manipulation. And this is the same oppressive tactics that the fucking slave traders used to do to black people to keep us in line. The only difference now is that they've manipulated it by manipulating black women to go against black men. Any minority woman, people. No man should have to go to jail because a woman is mad and lies on him, people. That is fucking wrong. That is wrong. That is wrong. That is wrong. And if you don't think it's wrong, it's something wrong with you. On behalf of Justice and Operation Rock, people, this is Clayton signing off. I hope this was informative, people, but I'm passionate about this and I'm going to be back because no one deserves to be lied on just because prosecutors don't want to do their job. That's fucking wrong and we have to do something about it.